Good evening from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan Ava. As the courageous Iranian men and women persist with their protests within the country and push forward the likely revolution in an unprecedented unity, exiled Iranians have been the amplifier of their voice. One of those exiled Iranians is no one other than the Hollywood celebrity, actress, and activist Miss Nazanin Boniadi. Here's a brief overview of her acting and activism career. Miss Boniadi was born in Tehran in the aftermath of the Iranian Revolution. Less than a month later, after her birth, she and her parents had to flee Iran and become political refugees in London, where she was raised and lived most of her life. Nazanin Boniadi has earned a bachelor's degree with honors in biological sciences from the University of California, Irvine campus, just a few blocks away from her studio. In 2009, she studied a contemporary drama short course at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Boniadi changed her career path from science and started pursuing acting in 2006. Boniadi has played supporting roles in several major Hollywood film productions such as Charlie Wilson's War and The Iron Man. In May 2013, Boniadi joined the cast of The Homeland Season 3 as CIA analyst Farah Shirazi. She then was promoted to series regular for the show's 4th season, for which she shared the Screen Actors Guild Award nomination in 2015 for outstanding performance. Nazanin Boniadi has narrated the soundtrack to the 2014 Iranian documentary film To Light a Candle, made by Mazyar Bahari, focused on the state-sanctioned persecution of Baha'is in Iran. Boniadi received a nomination for Best Actress in a Leading Role at the Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts Awards in 2019 for her role as British-Iranian heiress Zahra Kashani. In early 2020, it was revealed that Boniadi had been cast in an undisclosed role in The Lord of the Rings of Power on Amazon Prime. In February of 2022, it was announced she would be playing the character of Bronwyn, described as a single mother and healer. As I stated earlier, Nazanin Boniadi is an activist. From 2009 until 2015, she was the spokesperson for the Amnesty International USA, with a focus on the unjust conviction and treatment of Iranian youth, women, and prisoners of conscience. She even has her own official blog page on the Amnesty International USA website and continues to partner with them. In 2020, she was appointed as the ambassador for the Amnesty International UK with a focus on women and Iran. Nazanin Boniadi provided the voiceover to Amnesty International USA's Power of Words public service announcement with Morgan Freeman, which won a Webby Award.
Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. This month, for YouTube's Video Volunteers program, Amnesty International focused on the topic of human rights. Here's the video we made about Amnesty's work to fight for human rights around the world.
Words. They can do anything. They can call in a dog at night. They can bring comfort to an old friend. They can say happy birthday to a girl whose balloons are slowly sinking. But sometimes, words can get you into trouble. Like the human rights activist in Zimbabwe who was kidnapped for standing up to government corruption, or the journalist in China sentenced to 10 years in prison for sending an email, or the thousands of men and women in Iran who were beaten, arrested, and tortured just for demanding a fair election. Now we need your words to demand justice, to take a stand, to offer hope to people around the world who are silenced for simply speaking their minds. Write a letter or speak out today. Your words can lead to their freedom. Words. They can do anything.
She has campaigned with the Organization for the International Violence Against Women Act, has served as the panelist and MC for events related to Iranian rights, and spearheaded the NATO project with the Amnesty International USA. In December 2010, she initiated an Amnesty International petition for Iranian film director Jafar Panahi and Mohammad Rasulov, who had been convicted of propaganda against the state. The petition generated more than 21,000 signatures, including signatures from prominent Hollywood directors and actors. On June 8, 2011, she joined a delegation led by Hollywood director Paul Haggis and the Amnesty International USA Executive Director Larry Cox to deliver the petition to the Iran mission to the United Nations in New York. Nazanin Boniadi has received the 2011 Social Cinema Award at the Isha Global Film and Music Festival for human rights work with Amnesty International. On the 9th of April of 2012, Boniadi returned to her alma mater, University of California, Irvine, in support of the Education Under Fire campaign, calling for an end to the state-sanctioned discrimination and prosecution of Baha'is in Iran. In December 2012, Boniadi worked with Roxana Saberi to launch an Amnesty International petition and campaign to free wrongfully imprisoned filmmaker Behruz Qobadi, the brother of acclaimed filmmaker Bahman Qobadi in Iran. The petition included signatures from prominent Hollywood directors and actors, as well as major film industry organizations and festivals. On January 22, 2013, Amnesty International announced that Behruz Qobadi had been released on bail from prison in Iran. She has written op-eds for media outlets such as CNN, The Washington Post, and The Defense One. In 2014, Boniadi was selected as a term member by the think tank Council on Foreign Relations. She was subsequently selected as a lifetime member of the CFR in 2020. She served as the member of the board of directors of the Center for Human Rights in Iran from October 2015 until February 2021. In 2020, Nazanin Boniadi received the Freedom House Raising Award Awareness and the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. She has been actively supporting the Iranian protests after the death of Mahsa Amini in the so-called morality police custody, and continues to be the voice of the Iranian people in urging the foreign nations and governments to aid the protesters in Iran. Here is Ms. Nazanin Boniadi's remarks about her own experience with the morality police in Iran as a teenager.
You understand the fear that comes with Iran's morality police. You had a run-in with them when you were just 12 years old. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was born in Iran 20 days after the revolution. My parents had to escape. They were political refugees, opposed the Islamic Republic. And I grew up in London. When I was 12, my mother took me to Iran to visit family. And I was walking down the street with my mother walking 2-3 steps behind myself and my uncle walking side by side, and a plainclothes militia, a Basiji or a morality policeman walked up to us and asked us, demanded that we presented papers, marriage papers or certificates. And I was forced to wear a hijab at the age of 12, which was in and of itself something that I was not accustomed to, having that freedom taken away from me. But that was such a harrowing experience that I would be questioned about me just walking with my uncle, that I remember thinking how important it is that the girls in Iran are supported against these injustices that they face. So to be here and to be able to talk to the administration today as I witness these brave girls in Iran who are taking off their headscarves and defiantly standing up against this oppressive regime, fearlessly, despite the fact that they know that it could end up with them being beaten. Today, there was a report that in northwest Iran, a girls' school, high school, was raided by the security forces, and 10 girls were beaten to the point of serious injury, and one has reportedly died today.
It's just amazing how much zealous religions are fundamentally about oppressing women and girls.
Yes.
It's not just Islam, but religions across the board. What do you want the Biden administration to do, and what do people watching outside, what can they do?
I would like everyone to, there's an Amnesty International petition to call for an accountability mechanism, an international accountability mechanism, because what we're not doing is we're not gathering enough documentation to be able to somehow hold the Iranian authorities to account. That is very important. Otherwise, these uprisings happen, they get cracked down, and they repeat themselves. Yep. So we need an international mechanism to stop this from happening. So these petitions are very important. The hashtags, even though people think they don't matter, over 200 million hashtags of Mahsa Amini's name have created a groundswell. And they allow for people in Iran to have hope, and that's not nothing. That's not for nothing. But more importantly, I think what I'm looking for is female leaders, Jacinda Ardern and Liz Truss, please stand unequivocally with the women of Iran. I beg you. We are looking to female leaders. Vice President Harris today was very inspiring in what she said. And if you look at the rhetoric that came out of Joe Biden, then Senator Joe Biden in 1986 addressed the Senate and unequivocally stood with the people of South Africa, majority black South Africans, and said, our loyalty is to the people and not to the regime, the apartheid regime of South Africa. That's what we want.
To support my work, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you wouldn't miss any of my new videos. Thanks for watching.